Hello everyone, thanks for your time today. I'm going to walk you through how to configure the Breakdance dynamic email form action plugin. What this plugin will do is it will allow you to configure dynamic emails based on a specified form field and the value of that specified form field. So a simple use case would be to simply send different emails to different departments based on a choice in the form itself. So, a great one would be choose your department for licensing or tech support, something like that. Now, this works for multiple field types, but it's as simple as it needs to confirm the value, if that makes sense. So let's walk you through a very simple option setup of this now. So I've got a base form here, very, very simple. I'm going to add an additional field. So I'm going to make this one a select field. I'm going to call it choose department, and I'm going to begin to add options. So first option will be tech support, and let's do tech support. And the second option will be licensing, and that way we can direct the inquiries wherever we'd like them to go. So really, really simple. Now, in this circumstance, what is important here, and I'm just going to pull this up above the message so that it makes more sense. Obviously, choosing the department before sending the message would make more sense. And I'm also going to set this to required. That's a choice for you guys. It's up to you what you want to do. Now, what's interesting here, and what you're going to need later on to configure the emails themselves, is very, very simple. In the advanced settings of each of these form fields, Breakdance will automatically set a unique ID for the form field. I'm going to set this to, and you can take that and use that. You don't need to change that, but I'm going to give it something more descriptive so I can understand exactly how my emails are configured. So I've written choose department here. So we've got the forms ready to go. What we want to do now is we want to configure the dynamic emails based on that specific form field, if that makes sense. So we're going to now choose our action, dynamic email, and let's go and configure the dynamic email. Let's add a dynamic email. We're going to call this one tech support request. And now what I've done is I've ensured that I've got the conditional field ID that we spoke about. Remember, I made it more descriptive so I could really understand that. And the conditional field value. Now, the conditional field value for tech support on that select drop down was tech support. So just to show you specifically again, choose department. We've got the field ID was choose department, choose underscore department, and in the options, ensure that you have the option value set, not just an option label. So the option value in this circumstance was tech support. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to dynamic email and ensure that that is correct. So now what we're going to do is we're going to set the email that should receive this particular inquiry. Let's say, no reply or something like that, whatever you're sending from. And obviously ensure that you have your email sending configured correctly so that your websites don't get your emails don't get rejected or end up in spam. In the reply to, we're going to set the email to reply back to the customer making the inquiry. So let's walk through this very simply. The conditional field ID is the ID of the select field that we've set up. The conditional field value in this circumstance is the tech support option. So this email will only be triggered if choose department has a tech support option, the option value, and that is what the customer chooses. So that one's done now. Let's set up the licensing query. I'm simply going to duplicate the email. Choose department stays in there. I know that my value was licensing in that circumstance for the other drop down option. And this one we're going to say licensing inquiry, for example. And this one is going to go to licensing at Code Connect. So once again, so that's all configured now, ready to go. We have two dynamic emails, and these emails will only be sent in the circumstance that the customer chooses tech support or the customer chooses licensing. One email is going to be sent. So that's really as simple as it is. We're going to save that. We're going to come back over here, and you can see we've got the field configured. Jim Bob, jim@email.com. Choose the department. I want tech support. I need help. And submit your message. And that's going to come through to tech support, the email that you specified. So that's really as simple as it is. It's not too difficult. There's just a couple of things you need to ensure to make sure that the plugin works as expected. Let's reiterate on those. It's very, very simple. When you're configuring it, you ensure that you have the ID in the advanced section of the field. You don't need to set the ID. You can use the default one that Breakdance creates for you, or you can specify something more descriptive. That's the conditional field ID. And in order to trigger that respective email, you need to ensure that the conditional field value is selected. So in this circumstance, tech support would be the value to trigger the tech support email, and licensing would be the value to trigger the licensing email that we have configured over here in the dynamic email form action. Once again, going over that, we've specified the field ID, not the field label, the field ID. And this particular email will be triggered if the field value of the choose department field is tech support, and it's going to send the tech support request subject email to the tech support email address. And that's as simple as it is. Thanks for your time.